Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, the #1 place for new and growing recording artists. In today's video, we're going to discuss tips on planning a successful music release. If you're an artist planning to drop your first release, planning is a major important key. Never assume because it's your record that somebody's going to listen to it. So remember, these tips that I'm going to give you are going to help you sustain your career, help you become more efficient and more organized. All right, so let's jump right into it. So the first thing you're gonna wanna do is pick a distributor. So after you record, mix, and master your record, you wanna then upload it to the distributor. Now, one thing is very important that you do mix and master your records, because once you upload them to the DSP, you wanna definitely have quality work. Okay, so during the upload process, you wanna think about your splits. When it comes to splits, there's a recording side and there's a composition side, which is publishing, but I'll go into what exactly a recording and the composition side, what exactly they mean when it comes to royalties in another video. So next you want to think about your release date. The standard day to release on is Friday in the business. Now your promotional strategy should include the following. First, you want to think about your editorial and your blog outreach. What blogs make sense for your release to reach out to? So the next thing is playlisting. Playlisting is a must-have in your strategy, okay? So when you're thinking about playlisting, you're gonna think about insertion for audio and for video, okay? You're gonna think about that on Apple Music, Spotify, Amazon, and as well as Tidal. They have playlisting as well. You also wanna think about, when it comes to videos, is Tidal as well as YouTube. Next, you want to think about your social media messaging. What are you saying? How are you engaging to your audience? All of this needs to be written out. Things that you're going to say, maybe things that make sense that go around the release, some type of brand story. You really have to think outside of the box and really get creative for this to make sure that your fans are continuing to engage with you throughout the release. Okay, so now ads. So when we think about ads, we want to think about, what is the messaging going to be for the ad? What is the ad going to look like? You also want to remember to do A/B testing, okay? So when you do an ad, you always want to do 2 sets of assets, okay? And let's talk about what A/B testing means, okay? So A/B testing means when you put one asset up against another asset to see which one performs the best, okay? So you're going to create 2 ads and see which one performs the best. Whichever ad performs the best is the ad that you put the ad spending behind. So it's very important to know where your fans consume your music, because your fan base determines your career, and consistent growth comes from your audience. Remember that. So the next thing you want to think about is presentation, okay? Did you know that each digital platform have different features for display for each release? So it's very important that you follow the guidelines for each platform, making sure that your images, not your images, but your artwork is at 300 dpi, and that is the resolution for the actual photo and the quality of the photo, okay? Remember guys, that your first impression is your last impression, and once something is published online, it's memorialized. Images help you out a lot when you're trying to optimize your presence on the platforms. Now at this point, your record should be approaching the release date. So after you release, you should follow these 8 simple steps. And these 8 simple steps are gonna help you be able to maximize your return as far as your royalties, as well as you being able to understand the data. All the links to the resources you can find in the description below. So number 1, if you haven't already, be sure that you have a PRO. PRO stands for Performing Rights Organization, okay? There are 3 performing rights organizations in the United States. You have ASCAP, BMI, and CSAC. Whenever your music is performed publicly, either live or in a venue or on the radio, the creator, known as a songwriter, gets awarded a royalty. And that royalty is called a performance royalty. Once you find the PRO and you register with them, you want to be sure that you send your compositions to them. Now, number 2, registering with SoundExchange. SoundExchange is a nonprofit PRO that collects these royalties and pays out to the featured artist and the sound recording copyright owner. So if you operate as a label, you can definitely register as the artist and the publisher. So when your music is played via non-interactive services, okay? So services like Pandora or SiriusXM, you are owed a digital performance royalty for that. So non-interactive services is when you don't get to choose the tracks that you listen to next. Number 3, all music. You're gonna wanna submit your images as well as your bio. Apple Music and Spotify really rely on all music. They rely on all music for your bios and your images that are included on your artist pages on the platforms. All right, number 4. Okay, so number 4 is setting up your Apple Music for artists, setting up your Spotify for artists, as well as your Amazon for artists, okay? So these apps help you monitor your streams, your playlisting, all your data and analytics, okay? Having these apps are very important for your release, as well as you can add your different teams to your profile. That way that they can see your analytics and they can see how everything's measuring out, so the whole team is connected. On these apps, you're also able to upload your bio, images, and etc. Okay, let's jump to number 5. So number 5 is you're gonna register your title of your song, as well as your ISRC code to Nielsen SoundScan. Nielsen SoundScan tracks the sales and the streams of all audio and video products throughout the US and Canada, and also powers the Billboard charts. All right, number 6. So number 6 is submitting your release information to Nielsen BDS. Nielsen BDS, short for Broadcast Data Systems. Nielsen BDS is a service that monitors radio, TV, as well as internet airplay. This service also feeds into the Billboard charts alongside with SoundScan. So it's very important that you set both of them up. All right, number 7. Okay, so number 7 is submitting your release information to Mediabase. So Mediabase monitors radio play in the United States as well as Canada. Mediabase publishes charts based off the most played songs in the territorial, FM, and AM radio, and satellite radio. Registering your record with Mediabase is very important. Let me tell you a little story about somebody. One of my clients that I knew a couple years ago, they put out a record, and it was a really, really dope record. And for some reason, the radio station picked up the record. And when they picked up the record, he never knew that the radio station had picked up the record. So when he ended up working with me, I was able to, I do my research, I checked Mediabase, and I noticed that a couple radio stations had picked up his record. But the only problem was his music was not registered, okay? So being that his music wasn't registered, he wasn't able to get his paid royalties that he earned for the radio play. So it's very important that you register your music with BDS as well as Mediabase, okay? Very important. All right, and last, number 8. Number 8 is registering your entire catalog with Music Reports, okay? Music Reports is a database filled with information for millions of sounds, recordings, and compositions, okay? Registering your songs with Music Reports helps you ensure that you're collecting your performance royalties from the use of the music on the platform. It's very important that you use this platform as well. Registering with Music Reports also guarantees that you get your royalties from platforms like SoundCloud, SiriusXM, as well as Amazon, and as well as local television stations. Now, be sure to use this checklist to make sure you get the most out of your earnings and the data that's provided for you. Once you successfully put out your release, you want to track your performance, okay? And when you want to track your performance and reflect on what worked and what didn't, so you can improve on your next future release. Now, so far in this video, I have walked you through the key elements and the key components you definitely want to keep in mind when you're planning a music release. Anyways, artists, I really hope you enjoyed this video. Comment below and let me know if you found this video useful or helpful. As always, guys, I appreciate you and good luck on your music career. I hope you guys have a great day, a great week, and I'll see you guys at the next video. Bye, guys.